Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dicey Dungeon. Let's continue. There's no reason to really delay much at all in this. It is going to definitely be just a time management thing while going through these dungeons. Unless this game is a lot shorter, and even if this game is a lot shorter, then it kind of doesn't matter. So he has Midnight Charm, which it starts at a cooldown of 10, and then would roll 2 6s. Otherwise, he needs a 6 to do 6 damage, and you can use it 3 times. So basically, this guy cannot do anything at all without a 6. Alright, so what we can do here is reroll one of these 3s just to get where we'd like to go, which is to flip this to a 6 and do this, and then there's no reason to even do healing crystals, so we'll just skip that. So he can do 6 damage that time, and then he throws the rest of his dice away. Let's see. Let's go ahead and reroll this 5. Reroll the 3. So that gives us a 6 there. And I guess reroll the 1 now. And then that puts us with a 3 here and a 3 here. And in the turn. So there he's gotten 2 6s, which will just now do a major combo of damage to us. And our limit break is set up in such a way that we should do Fury now to double the exact next action, which would be to get double the health. And then we'll use this 4 to do that much. And we don't need to do anything else, so we'll just attack there and win. There is an indication here, definitely, that we are maybe on the second to last floor. And there's just no really telling how long this game really is. She has a heat wave that requires a 5, and then a mood change that changes the weather, recovering +3. I don't know what changing the weather actually does, or if that isn't just a kind of joke description. Heat wave seems to only be once per battle, so she may need to change the weather so she can do different kinds of attacks. That might be the trick here. Start with that. We will re-roll this to do that. And then we'll re-roll this. Alright. If I use spatula on a 5, it would give me a 2. So there's really no reason to use spatula. We'll just use that and then the turn. So you got 1 5, that's going to do 3 fire damage and 1 burn damage. And sets the next dice on fire. Costs 2 HP to extinguish. Alright. So start with that. Roll this. Go with that. 2 HP to recover 4 HP is probably worth it, so we'll do that, and then the turn. So she has to change the weather now to get new attacks, which, yeah, that puts her in a kind of unique position. Let's see. You do this, and then do this, and we'll win. So let's roll here and see if we can get a 4. Well, actually, I could have gotten a 4 by flipping the 3 with the spatula. But I didn't, and I guess it doesn't matter. Now's not a terrible time to refill some health. We now have a chocolate cookie that has a countdown of 12. This is our first orange type weapon. To repeat the next action. Doubling our action on top of Fury seems like an unnecessary element though. Yeah. You can't upgrade healing crystals past this point. Being able to flip 3 instead of 1 might be more valuable, but only if you actually needed that much. It seems to me the better move here is just to go with broadsword upgrade. Let's go this way. If we're hitting a max after the plus and you can't get a plus upgrade, unless that unlocks later, then that does imply that these runs are going to be shorter. Do 5 damage, lock 1 dice. I assume that's lock the enemy's dice, though, not your dice. Let's re-roll one of these. Let's re-roll, I guess this. Do that. And then re-roll this. And heal. And then end the turn. So battle axe for double damage and then work towards unlocking the next thing. I could do 16 damage now, which probably is the smarter move than trying to heal for 8. I think we're a little safe to do that, so we'll activate our Fury and then do this. That's not quite enough to win, but it's good enough. Let's see. Heal there. These turns are fairly fast. This is something certainly about like dungeon crawlers in general that I have a problem with, is that they move incredibly slow, or that there's just like too much of a menu there. I could have healed myself some more there. I think you get into these like crazy you get into these crazy games where you're getting into tons of animations, 5 different menus, and it just takes forever to get through a single fight, and then they want you to have hundreds of fights, and then you get into a 200-hour game like most JRPGs or dungeon crawlers, and I'm just not interested in spending that much time. Yolanda here says, need a carry bag. Oh, you bought a backpack that's well prepared and environmentally friendly. So for 4 gold we get an upgrade, or we could for 4 gold get a spatula again, or restore 10 HP. They're offering a lot of items here in the HP and the upgrades that I just wouldn't have really expected. Alright, so you can't upgrade this. You can't upgrade that. Battle Axe Plus. Doesn't seem to do anything, so let's just upgrade Spatula Plus. And there probably is an achievement for like having everything upgraded, so we will just upgrade Battle Axe Plus if we have nothing, no new item. Paper Knight's weak to fire. Alright. So you can immediately flip that to get a 6. Battle Axe for 4 to do 8. And then we can just re-roll a 5 to a 3. And then you can flip the 3 to a 4 to do that. And then there's nothing else. There's 2 things here that are useless. Unless there was some odd item here. So 2 locked dice. Cardboard sword does 7 damage, but it loses 2 damage each use. Where glue locks 1 dice, and you can use 2 uses this turn. Alright, well, I guess that puts us here, and then if I spatula that, it would be a 4. There's nothing you can do as far as the locked dice. They literally are just locked. Okay, 16 damage is a lot. Although we could use some health, we may also level up here. So I will activate my Fury and do 16 damage. And then the turn. And unless it locks 3 dice, I think we'll be fine. Alright. You flip this one to a 4. And then do that first. Flip this one to a 4. And we win. And since I guess there's nothing else to do, we'll just win. Yeah, we're now at max level. So these runs literally are just close to like an hour long. You're only going to have so many dice. You're only going to have so much of anything. We're full health, so we can't pick that up. Seems like you could probably just buy extra attacks. Unless they're just really, really expensive things in this next level. Warrior versus Scotch Hatch. There's some more frames of animation for this character. Instead of just 2 frames. Scat Hatch. I assume it's going to be kind of a unique and challenging character. But yeah, as long as the levels don't get much bigger than this, you always will have enough room for in your backpack. And yeah, I bet all the levels are similar to this. The real question, I guess, just will come down to how much of this is randomized. Catch Hatch is immune to lock and freeze. As for the Lost Caress, the wind, the call of the birds in the air. That's poetic. Oh well, in the absence of any of that, a fight will do nicely. You got different background art here. Alright, so massive amounts of attack here at 70. And I guess you could flee, but I don't know how fleeing would help you because there's nothing else in here. If she rolls a 1, she'll do 1 damage plus 1 plus inflict a curse, or she'll do 2 damage. She rolls a 2, she'll do 2 damage plus 2 and inflict and lock 2 dice. 3 is 6 damage and blind the dice, 3 dice. 4 is 8 damage and freeze 4 dice, and 5 is burn 10 damage and burn 5 dice, and 6 is shock 6 for 12 damage and inflict 6 shock. Alright, so that's really concerning, to say the least. I can flip this At a certain level, I just have to question if this is going to be luck more than anything else. Because, like, there's nothing else you can do here, and saving any of these is not going to help you, and you can't overcharge your health. So, now arguably because you have so many dice, that increases the odds of you getting what you would look for, but that's not that big of a deal. She only rolls one dice though, so that reduces the amount of damage she could really do. Alright, so battle axe here to then fury and activate this. Let's see. Reroll this and this and this. Alright. That did not work out well. Means I basically need to place that. And I can unlock the shock thing, but it really doesn't matter because I don't have any dice left. Now that she's burned some dice, or all dice. Alright. Flip that. 18 damage if I do this. That's not worth it. Okay. So we need 2 health to re-roll this, I guess. 3. Looking for 4. And I'm not going to risk it anymore, so I'm going to activate Fury, activate this, and just get 6 health back. And then in the turn. Now I'm at 10 and it's saying, oh, you're in danger of dying, but it's not really that bad of a situation. If I was to do 2 here, I would do exactly 5 damage, and nothing would really stop victory there, so I want to do this just to have like exact damage. Get it down exactly to 0. Congratulations, says the Jester. This is your very first victory. Am I super strong now? Well, no. But look, you're off to a great start. You've beaten the whole episode. Just 35 increasingly difficult episodes to go. Alright, that's like a reasonable amount of gameplay there. Wait, what? 35? Increasingly difficult? And of course, every time you beat an episode, you get a chance to spin the wheel. And if the wheel ends up on a star, you get to leave the dungeons and take home your heart's desire. Obviously, you're never going to actually succeed at spinning the wheel. Get ready to spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. You're not chanting. Oh, sorry. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Here we go. Ah, bad luck. No prizes this time. So clearly that's rigged. But never mind, there's plenty of episodes to come. Spin the wheel, spin the wheel. You can stop chanting now. So, alright, there are 6 episodes we can see with 6 different types of dice that you play as. And I guess the DLC probably added some of those characters later on to make the game a much longer experience and a better experience, I'm sure, by being longer. I can't imagine it would be that much more difficult even at level 6, because you are going to be limited by max rolls. We've unlocked the thief character. I'm here to have fun and fight monsters. Back home I love working out, long walks on the beach and working out. Difficulty 1. I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to win. Everyone else is too, of course, they're just lying about it. Difficulty 2. So playing as the thief seems to make it more difficult also. So let's play as the thief. Put your hands together for the next hapless or hopeful challenger. He's got big hopes, big dreams, and he signed a legally binding agreement not to sue us. It's the thief. Wait, you meant that dice thing, literally? I mean everything, literally. So tell me, thief, what brings you to my arena of terrible fate? Okay, a dice. Good. Right, well, my friends don't seem to be taking this seriously, but I am. I'm gonna win $1 billion. And what would you do with the money if you win? Clearly there's some, like, moral play that's gonna play out throughout all of these episodes. Anything I want for the rest of my life. Well, fortune favors the bold. At least that's what people who haven't met me sometimes believe. Let's get started. So we're starting to see some repetition in this wolf puppy, but not too much. I assume this guy has different attacks. You could split dice in 2 with the lockpick effect. And we can do 3 damage. So if we would have split this in 2, that gave us a 4 and 1. Which then we can do some more damage to. And then we can do wolf, wolf, wolf there. He's gonna do wolf, wolf, wolf and wolf puppy bite for any even numbers. I guess my challenge here will be to see if we can get through an entire episode. What does unlucky roll do? Rolls 4 extra 1s. So, when you split dice in half, that's a 5. Would you ever get a 3 or a 2? Or will you always get a 4 and a 1? We don't have rerolls here. So repeat next action. And unlucky roll 4 extra 1s. That action didn't get repeated. So I guess this action will get repeated. And using unlucky roll and just a completely reusable thing, you can just attack, attack, attack. Now I have pickpocket, steals 1 gold once per battle. We have a lot of room here to get new abilities. Okay. He also seems to do 3 damage. He seems to steal other people's abilities. So the ray gun ability obviously is the only ability this guy has, and so he just copies it and steals it. The guy literally could not even play that time. Alright, well, split dice in 2. And do this one. Do this one. Steal 1 gold while we're at it. We will just want to steal 1 gold every fight to try to get as much money as possible, because I think you probably are set up in such a way that this will be expensive. You're going to have to do a lot of shopping. Leveling up to get extra dice is actually, I think, worth more than it is to end up with more health. Health is also helpful, certainly, but let's see. 3 there. Poison slingshot. Or pickpocket with a 3. I think that is your best move. Is to, even though she is strong against poison, that probably is still the better move. Poison 4, Lucy. Health at the start of the turn. Alright. On a 6, do 6 damage and restore 2 health. I will take that. I will take that. And split here. Do that. Unlucky roll. Pickpocket on a 2. This, and this. And putting points into the poison slingshot very possibly was a mistake and brought down the cooldown for the opponent. So I'll need to keep an eye out for that as a concept. Yeah, poison slingshot is at 5, this one's at 9, so it's not like that, but it is kind of like that. 4 poison here. And then 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So will she take 4 damage in the next turn? No, she took only 2. And let's see. Restore some health and just win. Okay. Let's see what we can buy. Any odd number would reduce armor damage from each attack, which leather armor might be a smart move. Counterfeit could duplicate a dice for free. Pea shooter does 2 damage but requires a 5. So either you counterfeit and duplicate a dice, or we go with increasing your armor and thus reducing your health. I think we'll go with counterfeit. That'll take up a lot of our spots too. And you know, we might get enough money here to be able to afford the other things too. This one has headbutt and ink splat. Alright. Attack here. Attack. Well, duplicate this dice. Attack here. And then attack here. What happens if we split a 1? You get 2 ones. So that's worth it. And then you do this. And then you do this. Unlucky roll is already activated, so we do this, 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 and this. That's a pretty good setup. Okay. Split a dice in 2. Would be this one. Even. So we know that's an odd number. I want to steal gold, but I also want to do damage. So I'll do this one, and then duplicate this, and just hope. Nope, that it's a big number. Can't do any more. We'll leave it at that. Blind can be a bigger problem than I think I would have thought at first. Alright, well, duplicate this. That would be 6. 3. 6. Split it in 2. Not have a clue what that is, but almost certainly that is a smaller number. And almost certainly that would win for us. Apparently it was a 2 or 1. Alright. Reduce all countdowns of all equipment by 1. Or inflict 1 poison damage. I think Poison Needle will work much better with my skill than this would. I'd have to have some pretty big countdowns to start with for that to work. He has Pirate Hook, does the damage on 4, you can reuse it, or Cannon Fire that does 6 damage and burns 1 dice. So let's split this dice to a 4 and a 1. Let's duplicate, I guess, this dice. Is this guy weak to poison? No, not particularly. Let's see. But yeah, I do think your best bet is this, to have 2 2s. So we could do 2. We could do 4 damage, or we could do 4 damage. So I think it feels like it doesn't matter either way. I played wrong there. Should have used this. Excuse me. I should have used the 6, not the 4, to steal the gold. But small mistakes like that I don't think are gonna really hurt me too much. Although I could see if you make 2 or 3 small mistakes, it hurting you quite a bit. Let's see. Which do we want to duplicate? I guess again you have to do this, and then do this one, and then do this one, and then do this one. Then you do that one there. And that leaves you with just the 4. That seems to be working out fairly well. Right. You split this in half. You have a 4 and 2. And then you duplicate that. You can do that one. You can do that one. You can't do any more. So yeah, it looks like we'll win next turn. Now, arguably, we are hitting a point here where I could make the statement that this feels a little bit more like an iPad game than a PC Steam game. Like, I could definitely see people not really needing to play this with a controller on a monitor. But whatever. I mean, it works just as well. Snake Eye Charm would roll 2 1s with a countdown of 6. I don't think that is something that would be necessary. And then I guess the question is, do we want to buy this leather armor? Let's just buy everything, then. Well, you bought everything. Good for you. You clearly know a bargain when you see one. So yeah, I was trying to see if maybe there would be an achievement around that. Alright, pickpocket we want to keep, but dagger being reusable we probably want to keep. Lockpick to split things versus poison needle. Like, we could go with this, but if you're going to go with this you need something that is even. So yeah, we bought all those things, but I don't think they're really worth it. Worth using. Just bought them as an experiment. Each floor seems to be fairly randomly generated, and where you start oddly seems to be randomly generated. The paths don't inherently have to be linear either. We'll do a fireball on this guy, since that's all he's got. 6 damage, burn 1 dice. Duplicate 3s. Split this. So, poison needle once. 3 here. 3 here. Good pocket here. In the turn. Now he's burned 2 of my dice. So I could do a fire. I could use these dice if I needed to, but let's see. What if we instead just did this, did the unlucky roll. Oops. I meant to do that one, and that one. Well, actually that worked out fairly well. I could do one more damage if I wanted to. I could split the dice and do more damage that way. I don't think I want to though. We probably have seen, I would suspect, 70 to 80% of all the random characters in the game, and that all the boss characters will be the only new people that we start to really see a lot of. Right. Do that. I've already won, but why not win even more? I could have won outside of my turn by poison damage. Alright, so what do we want to upgrade? Dagger would do +1 damage. Pickpocket would steal twice the amount of gold. Counterfeit seems to not do anything. 5 uses per turn, which seems on next. On high. Split a dice into 2. On a 6, split it into 3, which would just be 2, 4, 6. Which that would be slightly more useful, but I think just more money is the move, because I think there's a high chance of getting upgrades in the shop. Oh, we've just had a delivery of some very stylish scarves. No, just fighting stuff. Fair enough. So we could, for 2, buy a lantern. 2 times the amount of damage, or 2 times the number of dice next turn. Once per battle, but the lantern, that's not probably useful. Or odd to potentially heal 1 health, reusable. There might be something around that. But I kind of think the trick here is to just save save your money and try to end up with like 20 gold at the end. Here we have a sorceress on her telephone with some new attacks. She's a new character, so they're still new to see. Right. Let's see. Split a 5 to a 3 and 2. Duplicate a 3. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. And I don't think we can do anything more. So we in there. It almost feels like for each poison, if you have like poison 2 or 3, you only take 1 damage per that turn. But I don't know if that's really how that boils down. Like, it is possible that it's more of a case that you're taking more poison damage, see, we'll have a poison of 3 here. Or a poison of 4, so she should go down from 26 to 22. Part of the problem I'm noticing though is that we're struggling. I could place this to release the shock, and then I could do 3 more damage with unlucky rolls, so I should do that. Well, 4 extra ones, not 3. So yeah, it should be 18. And it does go to 18 damage, and then it reduces the poison by 1, so next time it would be 3 damage. I am about to lose. Thief was defeated. It seems like that is the way this is going to play out. Is there any kind of reset or checkpoint system to it? I don't think so, but we did unlock the robot for that run. Let's see. To unlock episodes, play a game with 5 contestants. So. I don't think this is a multiplayer game where multiple people could be playing at the same time. Alright, well, let's go back to the warrior this time, since the difficulty is just going higher and higher. Beep up. Humans, just joking, I can definitely talk. I love color-coded to-do lists and pushing myself to my limits. I don't know what the gimmick of the robot is, but we'll just check that out next time. Instead, let's see. Is there a reason to go and do this again? I guess there isn't. Like, seems like you have to play with each character, so it's kind of being very strict here about, no, we want you to play with each character first, then we'll unlock episode 2, which may make it very much more difficult to play with each character, even though the difficulty on the characters also is going up. Our next contestant works hard, plays hard, and most hard, and importantly tries hard. Some might say too hard, but that's not our place to judge. Instead, let's give a warm welcome to the robot. Clearly these are people getting turned into dice. Woo, here we go. Thank you, Lady Luck. I'm really excited to begin a journey to a better self. And what do you hope to win? I want to eliminate my need to sleep? Oh, I'm sorry. With an extra 8 hours a day, I can truly become the best me I can be. Why not just play for immortality? Then you'll have all the time in the world. All the research shows that personal change is more sustainable if you start small. I'm gonna try for immortality the next time. Oh my dear. There won't be a next time. Just try and make the most of this one, and you'll go. So, Hothead is weak dice. We have a calculate button that pops up with the Y. Interesting. What would that do? Well, this guy just has fireball. Pea shooter works only with a 5, and plasma blaster does the amount of damage. So what happens if we hit over 9? Is that the gamble? I guess we have to learn. Auto roll is a jackpot guaranteed. Doing that doesn't reduce your calculate. 8. Okay. So now we've hit the jackpot. So we can do a lucky shot of 5. And do this to do 2 more damage. And that's all we can do, so we'll end the turn there. Now I guess the question really is just going to come down to, do you reset the calculate each time? Okay, we errored. And that broke our things. And that means we can't do anything this turn. But we did learn what we were trying to do there. Okay. Activate auto roll. And we could regenerate 3 health. Which obviously, getting your health and keeping your health high is going to be a thing. Wasn't even trying, you know, win if you want, I don't care. It's funny, some of these bosses, these minions, talk and some of them don't. Healing crystals will help us. Certainly. We need more abilities if we're going to go anywhere. Right, so the risk is just going to be to play as much as possible first, and then if you air out, you air out. So you start with like a 5, and then you got a 1 here. And then, so you're gonna, this really is more like a blackjack game more than anything else, where you're just building towards that 21 without going over. 5 here would win. This would do 2 damage. I can't do a healing crystal, so I'll do this in the hopes that I can go further. And the reason I was doing that was so I could regenerate health, but I can't regenerate health, can I? Like, he's gonna hurt me if I'm not careful. So you know what? You do regenerate 3 health here. You do this, and that's the best you can do. Now we have +2 extra CPUs, which, what does that mean? I don't know. It's not particularly shown in your inventory. We'll just start with a new character, a wizard. Higher targets, I guess, means you can roll more. This guy has all kinds of spells, but honestly, I'm not sure that his layout is too much different from some of the other layouts. They all just have, like, the Hall of Mirrors is perhaps pretty deadly, or the ability to dodge is pretty deadly. Let's see. Yeah, I guess you only have 1 Plasma Blast, but you also have only 1 Healing Crystal, so you could do this over and over again for Pea Shooter. kind of feels like it should just move forward to the next turn once you can't do anything more, and it should be able to detect that. So we could heal 3. Playing it very carefully. Poisoned 4, that's a lot. Okay. Auto roll. Activate that. What do we want from that? A lucky shot, I imagine. And then 5 there. 2 extra damage or heal. Get you do that. And then heal. Let's see. Calculate a 6. A roll of risk there by doing that. And then just doing that. You'd think you might get more XP for playing as a robot. What can we afford? Nudge, dice value -1. Would that help anything? Juggling ball, do that amount of damage and get a new dice. For 3, that doesn't sound terrible. Midnight Charm is roll 2 6s. Yeah, there's a lot of variety in these items that I'm noticing. Alright. 3. Do 3 damage, get an extra dice without risking it. Do 5 damage. Let's just roll again. Here. Here. Roll again. 2 here. Roll again. Lucky shot for 5. Another for 2. This guy's just gonna do ink splatter headbutt. Okay. We're blinded with a... So now would just like be the perfect time to auto roll anyways. To get out of the blindness. You hit this. You hit this. Do this. Do this and win. Buster Sword would be do an amount of damage, immune to errors, do this amount of damage, double on jackpot. I think the ultimate weapon definitely sounds smarter. Alright, well. We're fighting the Jester. Oh, you're back? Wait, that was another giant dice. Well, you're all equally doomed, so there's no point in getting to know your names. So, we didn't fight the Jester with the Thief character. Not ready to auto roll. Let's see. 4. I gotta pick something here. So, we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll roll again. In and out. The boop here just does 2 damage, regardless of what Dicey plays, which that's pretty cheaty. 4, 6. Okay. The first 2 dice basically can't hit 11 in most scenarios. Like, you'd have to get a double 6 to get 12. A 5 and a 6 would get you exactly 11. So, if the target went up any higher than that, that would be something. Okay. This should do 10 damage. It did. This should do lucky shot. This would do 3 damage. Give me a new dice. This will do 2 damage and win, so let's just get 2 health first. Are you sure you're not dead? I mean, the show, it has a pretty rigid format and survival isn't usually part of it. Mechanical arm, do 1 damage, add 1 attack each roll. And that gets us up there. And this takes us to the next level. So here we have a setup of 6 small attacks, several of which are actual red physical attacks. So I was wrong in the thought that all red physical attacks would have taken 2 spots. But I would assume there's a class of different kinds of attacks that they're twice as powerful if they take up 2 spots. Very possibly we'll see something that takes up 4 spots, or 3 in a row, or even all 6 spots as just 1 attack. But outside of different types of attacks and each character having a gimmick, it seems like a lot of the game, 60-70% of the game, is going to be exactly the same regardless of who you're playing as, and you're going to get very familiar with that, and every now and then there'll just be a new strategy or a new trick. Unfortunately, I really failed to figure out how to have one run from beginning to end in an episode happen, but we did manage to go through another hour of episodes, so I think that's good enough. So that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to further follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.